Good morning. I have noticed something over the last 2 weeks about my vocabulary. It's growing. Words and phrases which I never used before now roll off my tongue with regularity. I don't recall being aware of or using words and phrases like coronavirus or COVID-19 or shelter in place. But now, they're a part of my everyday speech, both in conversations at home with family and at Beautiful Savior, where conversations are conducted with a proper regard for social distancing, speaking of new terms that have become a part of daily life. Those new words and phrases came to mind when I read and reread a letter which Martin Luther wrote to Pastor Johann Hess. And that letter is in Luther's Works, volume 43, titled, "Whether One May Flee from a Deadly Plague." Now, this letter was written at a time when the plague was making its way across Germany, and it was resulting in many deaths. So what Luther and his contemporaries faced, and what we here in our world today face, both remind me of the truth of Ecclesiastes 1:9. What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. So perhaps we can learn from Luther's advice in a similar situation. Here's part of what he wrote. "Therefore I shall ask God mercifully to protect us. Then I shall fumigate, help purify the air, and minister medicine and take it. I shall avoid places and persons where my presence is not needed in order not to become contaminated, and thus perchance infect and pollute others, and so cause their death as a result of my negligence. If my neighbor needs me, however, I shall not avoid place or person, but will go freely." See? This is such a God-fearing faith because it is neither brash nor foolhardy and does not tempt God. There are new words in our vocabulary, to be sure. However, friends, we face the same challenges as people have faced throughout history. Luther's advice is helpful for us today. We should and we are following the advice of our leaders when they tell us to wash our hands and maybe pray the Lord's Prayer as we do. And when they tell us to keep our social distance from each other and not gather in large groups in order to protect our neighbor and ourselves. We also look for opportunities to serve our neighbor, even in new, at least to us, times. The Lord is with you today. Whatever today brings. We will share more of the word with each other tomorrow.